Hey guys, Lun here, welcome back to another Skyrim Special Edition video, bringing you 5 brand new mods twice a day, every day for Xbox One. We're actually caught up to the latest mods at the minute, meaning I couldn't make any more videos today if I wanted to, so I have 2 weapon mods by one person and 2 NPC overhauls by another person in this video, so it's not the most diverse video, but they are still really cool mods and they're definitely worth checking out. There are a whole bunch of smaller mods that I could cover, and I could definitely make a video with all those ones for PlayStation 4, however they're just not exciting at all, and they're not even worth making a video on. So we will stick with this mods, and I'm sorry for PS4 users, you will just have to wait for some cool mods to come out before I cover any of those. Well, as always, we don't like to waste any time, we can just jump straight into our first mod. First up we have Kyne's Wind. Surprisingly, there are very few weapon mods currently out for the game. So whenever I come across any, it's definitely worth downloading them to see what they're all about. First off, we have Kyne's Wind. The sword is a one-handed blade named after Kyne, the Norse goddess of wind. The sword isn't overpowered or over the top aesthetically, it's supposed to be lore friendly and historically accurate to fit well with the vanilla game. In terms of damage, it's actually based off the ebony sword, so it's a pretty decent weapon. Of course, if the base weapon isn't enough for you, you can always upgrade and enchant it for extra damage. I really like the way this one looked. It's not trying to be awesome looking, it went for a more realistic and lore friendly theme, and it definitely achieved that, so I definitely really like this one. Next up from the same creator we have Stuhn's Fist, or Stuhn's Fist, however you want to pronounce it, is another one-handed sword that's a companion one read to the Kyne's Wind. The sword is almost identical to the last one, except for the hilt of the blade is curled around. Named after Stuhn, the Norse god of ransom, this blade is also based off the ebony blade, meaning it has a base damage of 11, and so is definitely on level with some of the strongest weapons in game, excluding some of the more unique weapons of course. On its own, it's powerful, especially once upgraded and enchanted, however it goes even better when used as a dual sword with the Kyne's Wind. Both swords deal big damage, and you can give both separate enchantments to destroy enemies you come across easily. Overall, both swords are worth the download to try for yourself, if you're looking for an alternate looking weapon to the ebony blades, especially if you prefer the weapons to be a bit more historically accurate in the way that they look. With no enchantments on them, you're free to do whatever you want with them, so there's a lot of flexibility so you can create the swords that you want. The next mod is a very cool mod and one that I have been waiting for along with the next mod, and they are Populated Forts, Towers and Places, and Populated Lands, Paths and Roads. First up, the Fort, Towers and Places. If you saw yesterday's video, we covered a mod called Rebalance Level Lists, meaning that all enemies you come across were now more realistic in terms of what level they are, rarity, and loot they possess. So essentially you came across more difficult and rarer enemies with a better loot pool. This mod and the next are ideal companion mods for that mod because the level list made enemies more leveled, but there were still way too few enemies to fight in the game. That's no longer a problem. Populated Forts, Towers and Places does exactly what it says, adds more NPCs to these areas. Bandits, Forsworns, Warlocks, Necromancers, Skeletons, and Thalmors are now added to the Skyrim forts, towers, and random empty places throughout Skyrim, just to make the game more realistic, immersive, and challenging. To showcase this mod best, I went to Fort Greenwall, east of Riften, a place that I knew already, where there wasn't much stuff going on. The first time around, with the mod off, it had only 5 enemies here, 4 bandits and a marauder. The second time around, however, with the mod enabled, was quite a different story. There were now 4 or 5 times as many enemies of all kinds, including horses that I was being attacked by for some reason. Even the most prepared players will be challenged playing in this mode, and you will have to have a companion for sure if you're going to explore and complete any castles or forts in the game. So it's a really cool mod and a very immersive mod, and it makes the game way more challenging. To go with this mod, I installed the Populated Lands, Roads and Paths. Now lands, roads and paths are populated by adventurers, merchants, with bodyguards, refugees, pilgrims, assassins and much more. So whenever you're travelling along roads now, you'll come across a lot more random encounters. If you want the actual amount of things that have been added, there are now 9 new traveller merchants, 18 bodyguards, 5 knights of the faith, 26 pilgrims, 8 mercenary archers, 5 mercenary warriors, 3 mercenary wizards, 7 vigilants of Standar, 3 wandering magicians, 4 wandering knights, 5 bounty hunters, 3 assassins, 19 adventurers, and 24 refugees. Overall, 140 different NPCs have been added to the roads and paths, so now whenever you travel, the game feels way more immersive and alive than it did before, and the really cool thing is, all 140 of these things are respawnable, so even if you kill them, they will just respawn another time. All we need now is more enemy animal encounters like wolves, bears and spriggans, and the game is going to be extremely difficult and dangerous when travelling, but way more fun and immersive to play with these 2 mods. Our final mod and the last one of the day is Pale March Manor, a player home located in the recently opened marshes to the east of Dawnstar. Now the house itself isn't quite the right style for a medieval game, however that doesn't mean it's not a really amazing looking build. First off, the striking colours of the trees mixed in with the snow, water and everything else make this a very unique build for Skyrim. The house itself contains all the regular stuff you need: crafting tables, cooking pots, alchemy labs, enchanter, smithing area, along with 2 bedrooms, a master and a guest one, meaning you can have your spouse and your children here, new meshes and furniture, planters, potion racks, and loads of bookshelves, along with loads of other random stuff going around. My only complaint to this one is there's no basement or cellar. Not really necessary, but I just like having one. So guys, if you're looking for a very cool looking house for you and your wife and your kids, and you want it to be a bit different than the normal ones you find in Skyrim, then download this mod and check this one out for yourself. I definitely recommend it. Well guys, there we go, 5 more brand new mods for Skyrim Special Edition that you can download right now for Xbox One. As always, if this video was useful, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you all tomorrow for 5 brand new mods for Skyrim Special Edition. See you all then.